Greetings, y'all. Greetings, earthlings. One of the most common questions I get, besides how's Parker, how are the kids, is, Caleb, why did you go to jail? And so instead of typing this out every time, I'd like to answer this question as best as I can. And like with many things in the crooked family courts, there's not necessarily an easy answer. Things get drawn out and run over budget or never get done at all, like the paperwork from when I got custody of Blaine in 2017 that still hasn't gotten done. Still haven't heard from Gavin, my attorney, who is, as far as I know, still my attorney. But one of the most common questions is, Caleb, why did you go to jail? I keep seeing people saying you went to jail. You're a horrible person, and look, you've even got a jail record. I'm open about it. In fact, I got the nickname, the Notorious Dad, while in jail. Most people who ask that question obviously saw the Parker movie. And the simple answer is, I went to jail for what you saw in the Parker movie. That's the simple answer. We got divorced in 2007. The Parker movie happened in 2013, and I believe I went to jail in 2014 after appealing to the Eastland Supreme Court, or the Eastland Appellate Court, and then to the Texas Supreme Court. And my answer is, well, it's easy if I just read it. This is my decree from 2010. I'd already been sued at least a couple of times by then, and it's modified. It's like 27 pages long of just pure bliss of lawyer jargon. So, flipping through here, this is what it says. Now, there's my critics that will say that it wished it said something else, even though it doesn't. And believe me, at the time, I'd gone over and over and over every bit of this, thinking, trying to figure out what to do. So I figured out the best way I knew, and I thought, okay, at least I need to know what my decree says. And so it says, possession. The parties have agreed that it is ordered, in all caps, that John Caleb Leverett shall have possession of the Cheerins only as follows, without regard to distance. Weekend possession throughout the year will be on the second Friday of each month from 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Sunday. And on the fourth Friday of each month from 6 p.m. on Friday to 2 p.m. on Sunday, period. There's a big period there, a little tiny period there. When I originally got divorced, I had first, third, and fifth weekends, plus Thursdays. Oh, yeah, that's the very next deal on here. Number 2, it says no Thursdays. Originally, I had first, third, and fifth Fridays, and they always went back on Sundays at 6. That was just normal, about dinner time. Okay, whatever. But during the multiple times of getting sued, it got down to that nitpicky, we're just about done, and oh my God. What now? Oh, no, that's just too much time. We wound up I had to knock off 4 hours, and so it got bumped back on the fourth Friday at 2 p.m., and the kids hated it. They hated it ever since. Well, I mean, they're grown now, but while I was finishing raising them, they hated it. Every time I picked them up, Dad, is this 2 o'clock weekend or 4 o'clock weekend, or 6 o'clock? Is this 2 o'clock or 6 o'clock weekend, Dad? Well, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, and it was always a relief. Or, oh, it's a 2 o'clock. Oh, they hated it. It's just 4 hours, but to them and to me, it was 4 hours. They got to finish, pretty much the rest of the daylight of the day. But what it doesn't say in here is that in the event, Mr. Leverett, John Caleb Leverett, in the event that one of your Cheerins decides that he doesn't want to get out of the car, you must kick his sorry ass out of the car and threaten him with the belt or beat him or ground him. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say you have to, Mr. Leverett. It doesn't say like number 6 here. All pickups and drop-offs of the Cheerins will be at the residence of Candace May. That's what it says. If you look at that video, that's where I was. There's a reason I started it at the beginning, got the address, got the time. I literally took my phone, and you hear me say, all right, it's 2:01. Yeah, I was a minute late on there, but the little ones were already in. They'd already gotten out. I got there a few minutes early, which I didn't get credit for. I got there early. We did our hugs and goodbyes and kisses and all that, and they went inside, and Parker just simply didn't get out. It doesn't say I had to kick his ass out. It didn't say I had to escort the Cheerins from my truck, whether they fought me or not, and go bang on the door and push them in, or go lock them in their bedroom. It doesn't say that. It said my visitation was over at 2 p.m. and I had to deliver them to the address, period. And at that very point, my obligation was finished, according to the decree. My time, as far as the obligation, according to the decree, was over. It was done. After it was done is when, as you all know, you've all seen, Parker didn't get out of the truck. So once I got sued again, big shocker, I got sued yet again when he didn't get out of the truck. Judge James L. Rex, that dishonorable Judge Rex, he had taken over. No, he's the one that put me in jail. Yeah, okay, yeah. Judge Whalen had already taken Parker. He recused himself after the anonymous stuff, whatever, came out. And then Judge Rex, he was actually from Andrews. He's a retired judge. I think he just had a stroke or something, like half his body didn't work. He's walking up there, which kind of argues, was he even in his right mind or his left mind? I don't know. He wasn't all there. Like, he'd walk up, and, you're supposed to stand up when the judge gets, that's okay, whatever. We all stood up. And then normally they'll say, most decent judges will at least have the courtesy, even asshole judges have the courtesy to at least say you can sit. He just sat down and just started digging through his papers. And we're like, are we supposed to, sit down? Not trying to be dicks here, but do we sit down? Do we stand up? What? And we all just kind of looked around, and the bailiff's even like, mm-hmm. So I was sentenced to 6 counts of not kicking Parker out of my truck. Because when I left that day, over the course of the next 2.5 months, there were 6 visitations total, that being the first one, and 5 more after that. Every 2 weeks, Parker rode with me. We picked up the Cheerins, the little ones. And we all went and had big fun Disneyland dad time. And then I'd bring them back. The little ones would get out. Parker wouldn't get out. I'd deliver them on time, just like I always did. And then we left. And then 2 weeks later, we'd come back, or second and fourth, repeat. So 6 times Parker didn't get out. So I was sentenced to 60 days every time I didn't do something that's not in the decree. Every time I didn't force my son to get out of the truck. That was 60 days. So 6 times 60 is 360. 5 days short of a full year. I was sentenced to 300 technically, literally and technically 360 days a year. Fortunately, my lawyer at the time spoke up and got me where I could serve all 6 sentences concurrently. I didn't even know what that meant at the time. I just knew I was going to jail. So fortunately, I went to jail for 4 days and bailed out on April Fool's Day of 2014. Literally, I made the cover of the Odessa American. Which I'm still confused about that. You ever heard of Mandela effect? I think I've had my own Mandela effect. I remember things differently in that particular area. I got out of jail. Then Whalen recused himself, but Whalen had already recused himself by the time I went to jail. To me, to this day, that still messes my head up. But anyways, I'd already begun my professional drinking career back then. Maybe that's the reason. I'll own that if I must. But anyways, that is why I went to jail. For the easy answer is for what you saw. The hard answer is what I'm trying to explain. So before I was put in cuffs and escorted out, Judge Rex sat there and looked with his furrowed brow, and he's just going through it, and he literally on the fly, he changed the wording of my own decree. He went back and forth with either lawyer, just on the fly, right there, changed my decree to match my sentence. And that's why I say to this day, neither of my lawyers back then, Will Doonan and his father-in-law were my lawyers back then. To this day, they're like, we don't know what you broke. We know what they kind of intended, kind of like that recording I got of that AG guy that called me a couple weeks ago. You can kind of see where they meant to do away with the arrears, but then the very next sentence, it says, the credit, anything made payments later would be credited towards the arrears that you just said in the previous sentence were gone. So which is it? It's not there. He made it up. He wanted it to be that. He wanted it to be, I should have kicked him out. Oh, I got you now, and I can sentence you. He changed the wording on the fly. And yes, I am fully aware, trolls, that on the arrest record online, it says child support. It always says child support. There's a little checkbox, and it's got like contempt of court, failure to show, or child support. There's only so many boxes. It not only was it not in my decree, I had to kick my son out of my fucking truck. It sure as hell wasn't on their intake papers to get into jail. Why is he in jail on civil contempt, civil court? Oh yes, failure to kick his son's ass out of the truck. It wasn't there. And they are not going to jump through hoops to really figure out why. They don't care. They're drones. They do exactly what they're told, and that's it. They don't think. They just hold you in jail. Oh, I got to arrest that guy. All right, slap the cuffs on him. They don't care. They check a box. That's pretty common in a lot of areas. If you have to have a box in order for checked off in order for the paper to get through so you don't get yelled at and you get your paycheck, you're just going to check a box. So they just check child support. And at the time, which I've already proven, I was current on child support at the time. I had fallen behind throughout the 15 years that I've been divorced, believe it or not. I have fallen behind on child support a few times. It just so happens at that very moment, at that point in time, I was current on child support. And I'm not going to go into all of it there because I could talk. There's 15 years of mess here. I have slept since then. There's things I misremember. There's slight things that I'm like, wait, wouldn't that happen? What exactly was that? Sometimes I make mistakes, believe it or not. So that is why I was sent to jail. To this day, it doesn't show in the decree why I was sent to jail, and Judge Rex is the one that did it. It just doesn't. It doesn't say why. It's not in there. It doesn't say I had to kick him out. That's why I say, why were you put in jail? Well, the short answer is for being a good dad. That's the short answer. I don't have time in my daily life if it comes up in real life and conversation, or time when it comes up to each individual person that asks that, why'd you go to jail? How are the kids? It's like that question. How are the kids? Well, they're fine. But usually that answer is not sufficient enough. Most people know, well, okay, glad they're fine, but what are they up to? What are they into? How'd they go? What's been happening the last 9 years? How much detail am I supposed to go into? What would be enough detail to suffice my critics that say I'm hiding things? Or you conveniently left that out, Caleb. So I try to make it as simple and concise as I possibly can. And some people say, well, why are you even still talking about this? It's over, Caleb. Well, yeah, the jail part's over, but it's still not over. my 2017 court case, when I won primary custody of Blaine with the right to designate his residence, when I was awarded cheer and support and awarded meeting halfway and a couple other things, I won all that. The judge sent us to mediation after she awarded me. We finally went to mediation. I thought it was that year. Apparently it was the following October. Excuse me for missing that, trolls. I'm so sorry. I forgot that. We finally went to mediation. So in lieu of me being paid child support and meeting halfway, I still went the full way because by then, Jesus Christ, the kids are getting big already. So in lieu of all that, all the back child support got pushed away. All of it was canceled or forgiven or retroactively, whatever the wording they used. It was gone. And yes, as I said in my October 2018 video, the day, like just a few hours after it happened, if you'll notice in the first minute of it, I said, yes, there's some minor things that I'm going to have to pay in the, eventually, but I'll deal with Paxton or whatever later on that. That was, again, that's more of this. I was just trying to make a 4-minute video there. I'm just trying to give the brief, and that's not me denying anything. In the future, 4 more years in the future, once Blaine's, an adult and there's only one minor child left, and it was London, I agreed to pay $500 a month or whatever I even made sure to not call it child support because I'm not going to pay child support. I support my children. I support them. I made the trips to San Antonio twice a month for 3 years. That came all out of my pocket. I had to take off work to do that. So that is me, paying child support. I'm still not going to give any more fucking money to anybody to raise my kids. I'll raise them. Give them to me. I'll raise them. I'll figure it out myself. I didn't just sign up and say, oh, well, whatever. Bye, kids. I'm tired of being married. I'm tired of doing domestic. And just bum them off. That's bullshit. It's patently a lie. And I can prove it. I've kept very detailed documents, better than most people, of making trips to San Antonio over and over and over and over. So here I go, losing my train of thought again, but where was I? Oh yeah, with London, the 500 in support in after Blaine turned 18, which his birthday's in June also. So 2018, that was 4 years in advance. I got 4 years. I didn't even have to worry about paying anything because it was a wash. Everything was washed out. That was the point of mediation. That was entirely the point of mediation, was to just make it a wash and then move on from there. So 2021 came around. I guess technically I was supposed to pay, but since we went to mediation and that was part of the mediated agreement, I don't even know if I was supposed to pay. I'm pretty sure I was told that I might as well go ahead and pay, but I'm just refused because I wouldn't get credit for it anyways. I'm not even sure my kid's mother would get it. So what's the point? Just like when my bank account was stolen, December of 2017, right after I got Blaine, 5 months after I got Blaine, my bank account was stolen. To the best of my knowledge, it got drained and it was never credited towards my account. My kid's mother never got it, to the best of my knowledge. So why should I pay anymore? Why? I don't even know where it's going to go. I don't even have faith in the system that'll even get to my children's. Kind of like same reason I don't have faith in banks. You think your money's safe in banks, they're not. You ever get involved in something like this, if you've got that much faith in banks, you get involved in something like this, just see what happens. You'll see real quick how not safe they are. So that's the reason I didn't bring it up, other than that 40-second. I mentioned it. It was just a bleep. And my trolls, they act like, oh, we got him now, and it's like chum water, and they get in, they just and just start biting and just gnashing at teeth. Caleb, you're so rotten, you're horrible. Just go on and on and on. And up to this point, I made it really clear that I don't delete threads, I don't delete comments. There's no such thing as dirt on me. Yes, you can find my record. In fact, I will pay good money. I'll pay in crypto if anybody can actually find my mugshot. I've been looking for that mugshot for 8 years now. I can't find it. I've tried getting through the paywall. It's not there. They took it. I stood there and gave a shit-eating grin like Ken Paxton did when he got arrested in 2015. I gave my shit-eating grin because I was just going to use it because I wasn't ashamed to have gone to jail. I didn't do anything to get there in the first place. Those bastards, all those bastards that put me in jail, those are the ones that should be ashamed. All of you. Every single one of you. But I don't have anything to hide. In fact, again, if you can hide it, I'll pay some good crypto money just find the mugshot. I'd love to find it. I'll probably make it a profile on one of my social medias. Because again, I bragged when I got out. Then I was given the nickname the Notorious Dad. The Notorious DAD. That's what they started calling me. So, again, I've said that I don't delete comment threads because they say I'm trying to hide whatever, something about me. No, I don't care. I don't care what you find out about me. I've already come out with everything I can possibly think of that would look bad on me. If you think about it, I'd be the perfect politician because there's no such thing as dirt on me, except I just can't be a politician. I might could win, but I don't think they'd like me very much. But that being said, today I finally just got fed up with the trolls, and I started deleting and blocking not delete, you just push block on YouTube. I just blocked the entire accounts, and I was like, that actually kind of felt good. Where's that other stickhead? No. Block. Oh, cool. Cool. Block. 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 I was just blocking people left and right. It was fun. And I'm not going to block you for asking questions. I'm not even going to block you for not thinking that I'm telling the full truth. I encourage everyone to ask questions. I literally have a tattoo on my arm that says question everything. And the font is in that on the $1 bill with the all-seeing eye. No, I'm not part of the Illuminati. Oh, I get that question a lot. Like, really? And if I was, would I admit it? But how many Illuminati members do you know are broke as shit as I am and still can't get anything done with the AG's office? No, I'm not part of the Illuminati. But I encourage people to question everything. That's a motto that I live by. Ask me questions. That's fine. But when you start chumming the waters and being nasty, not just to me, but to other people who like get inspired by my story, like there's these young girls, even young kids, just young people like saying, hey, I'm inspired by your son's bravery. And they get nasty with them. You just fall for anything. He's just a con artist. Like, all right, dude, you can be a dick to me, but these kids that are on here, they're just learning. Okay, let them learn. Let them watch what happens. Let them see it. They're just learning. They're just learning. And to be rude to them, what purpose does that serve? I mean, really. So I started blocking them, and it was fun. Block. Block. And I know they'll probably make more accounts, which will just, okay, go ahead. I can tell how some of them write. I've seen the hundreds of comments that these nameless, faceless, anonymous, brave souls that are standing up to me. That always gives me a big chuckle. You got to stand up to these people. I'm just standing up for the Constitution. I'm standing up for against Caleb Leverett's lies. Dude, your profile picture is a horse's head. with a silly name. You've got nothing on your channel except you can click on it. It tells you how many comments that you've made on my channel alone. These people got 50, 100, 300, 400 comments just on my channel alone with no content whatsoever, but they're stunning and brave and standing up for all the wrongs in the world and coming after this rotten Caleb Leverett guy. So anyways, how far am I? 25 minutes. Well, the boys went to the gym today without me. We actually tried to go and had a mishap at the stupid bank. And God, I hate banks. I hate them so much. So I was irritated. I said, y'all just go by yourself. And so they went. So this is going to be my day off. Kind of a cheat day. I've been slacking. I've only had about, for the last week and a half, I've only had actually longer than that. I've been cutting back to 1,300 calories tops. And I was losing quite a bit of weight there for a while, and I'm kind of plateaued again. It seems to do that. I started out at 221, then I got down to 212 pretty quick, and then I stayed there for 3 weeks. And then now I'm back down to 199, and I've been here for 2 or 3 weeks. I'm I don't eat anything. What the hell? So I'm Blaine had to educate me and said, yeah, that's where the whole macros things come in. If you eat a lot of carbs, and you got to have carbs, but you're going to help retain more water. But if you're not replacing, I forget, 150, 200 grams of protein a day or whatever, something with the body weight, then you're basically just working out for nothing. I mean, it's healthy, but you're not building muscle. And then the more muscle you build, the more calories you'll burn while you're actually working out. So today's a little bit higher protein day, and I was going to work out, but I got irritated, and so today's my day off, and so I'm gonna finish enjoying my day. Hell, the day's over. It's dark now. So, anyways, last video we uploaded or we went live on. I know it's not for everybody, and it's not going to be all the time, but Hayden is building up his channel for all you gamers out there that like Call of Duty. I think he played Warzone. I think that's what it's called. That was Hayden playing for a couple hours. He'll probably go live on here, a couple, 3 more times, and then once his channel gets to a certain where he wants it or whatever the rules are. I thought he had to have 1,000 subs before he'd go live, but people told me then while we were live that there's other ways to go. But anyway, we're trying to sort that out, and this channel isn't going to turn all into gaming, and I just happen to know there's a lot of people that go through the bullshit that we've gone through that happen to be gamers, and if you enjoy that sort of thing, you can click on his channel, and I'll put a link in the description to subscribe to Hayden. And I think that's about all the announcements. It's still eerily quiet out there. Really eerily quiet as far as what's happening with the AG and my own attorney. Still haven't heard anything. I don't know what to do. I've got some things that I'm working on privately that I'm not going to tell anybody about because that's for me only to know. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. And I might wind up going to jail again. I might even be going to prison. Maybe. I don't know. We shall see. We'll see what the cards, how the cards are dealt. We'll see. Once they play a hand, then I'll play a hand. And either way, one way or another, somebody's going to clear my name. It's going to get fixed eventually. Whatever happened, and I don't know exactly what happened, but I've got pretty close. And if you want, you can watch my conversation I had that I recorded that dude from the AG's office. When it goes on for an hour, and he confirms that there's 2 sentences in there. That's what I was referring to earlier. There's 2 sentences in that mediation agreement that don't make sense, and he read them to me. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. That doesn't make sense. So all this over 2 sentences. I haven't been able to get 2 different truck titles. I've not been able to get 3 different truck titles. Yeah, 3 different truck titles. 2 of those trucks I lost. Like they got impounded and when I moved, and they're gone. The only truck I've still got is the white one, the one I had in the Blaine stuff. And actually, I gave that to Parker. He's got it. So, where was I going with that? I don't know why I do that so much, but I do. Anyway, the vehicles. Yeah, I hadn't got my vehicles, and all the things that come along with. Just clearing my name. Can't get a passport. Had a quasi girlfriend for about 3 years. Could never go see her over in England just because I didn't have a passport. But everybody else went and did all their stuff. But okay, screw your passport. Screw your truck titles. I could have sold some of those trucks. That'd have been really nice. It'd been really nice to be able to sell the trucks a couple of those times. If I'd have just had the titles, which I had them, I turned them in. I just never got them back. It would have been nice to have had those truck titles that they don't care. The AG's office, they don't care. My lawyer doesn't seem to care. They don't care. They screw you. They're worried about themselves and their own pocketbooks, but screw the little guy. And that is exactly why I keep on and on and on, because so many people, even people I'm close to, say, you've got to learn to let this go. And I'll say to them, it's not over yet. Let's steal your bank account. Let's steal your cheerings. Let's throw you in jail for 60 days with no pay. Let's sue you over and over again. Let's make you drive round trip 750 miles just to see your kids twice a month, every month for 3 fucking years. Let's do all that shit to you, and we'll see how just get over it you are. It's not over yet. I've been at this a long time. I've made it. I'm not all there. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm fucking loony. I may be. But it's not over. And I'm not going to stop until my name is cleared. I got custody. I got awarded child support, and I got awarded meeting halfway. I used that mediation to get rid of all the back child support, and that is exactly what I made it extremely clear to that mediator. I do remember this, talking to that mediator, I promise I'll get off quick. I remember talking to that mediator, and I said, you seem like a really nice man, and you also seem like a brilliant lawyer, because he had a really nice office. He knew what he was doing. And I said, I've been in mediations, I don't know how many times. I've been pushed to sign away the rights to my own cheerings and make all this go away. I'm not doing it anymore. I will not pay one more goddamn dime in child support, because I've been out all this money just to show up to see my kids. I'm not paying anymore. So, and I didn't say it like rude, but I made it very clear to him, I will not pay any more child support. I know y'all mediators, y'all like grade yourselves and pat yourselves on the back for, having a 99% success rate. I'm willing to walk out of here and have the judge decide. If we can't decide, I'm willing to have her decide. I will not pay any more child support. And the only reason he threw that part in at the end, they said there was with the $500 a month, that was like an insurance. He said, I see where you're coming from. I do, Mr. Leverett. I just also know the judges around here, and it looks like you've got a good, she's not going to have to pay child support and not have to meet you halfway. And then in return, you're not going to pay any current child support or back child support. But once she's the only minor, I promise you're going to have to pay at least something, because they all make you do it. I'm like, fine. But that was like 4 years in the future. I wasn't that concerned about it. That would give me a breather. That at least get my sons grown. So anyways, none of it's done. none of it is done. My name is still mud with the AG's office. Lost truck titles. Can't get my passport. Lost the potential girlfriend over in England. I mean, obviously, I don't have the greatest reputation of picking the best mates in my life, but at least give me the opportunity to screw up my own relationships instead of the AG's office screwing it up for me by denying me a passport. So I shall see y'all on the next one. Again, Hayden may come on here 1 or 2 more times, go live. If gaming's not your thing, just scroll through. If it is your thing, or if it's one of your kids' things, or whoever you know that likes that sort of thing, maybe send them the link. Say, okay, this is that Caleb guy, that Notorious Dad guy. This is one of his kids, and he plays Call of Duty. So I shall keep everyone abreast. Was that the word? I'll keep everybody informed as things unfold with me and the bullshit going on with updating my file at the AG's office. Take care. Don't hit your kids.